this AWCI Center Special Edition program.
It's that time for the Pinnacle Award, and we've had a blast putting together this show about AWCI's Most Valuable Player.
Let me tell you a little bit about this guy. He was born and raised in Nebraska, one of 5 children in a loving, close-knit family. The traditional values he grew up with continue to be a hallmark of both his personal and professional lives today.
He was a Boy Scout, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, and a member of a children's choir. Very multifaceted, very entrepreneurial. But interestingly, his first career choice was not in the building industry. Take a look.
I remember he always told me how when he was younger, he wanted to be an astronaut, so he got in the dryer and he closed the door, and back then the dryers would start going whenever you get in them, and so he said he got in the dryer and it started spinning, and like he couldn't get out till he pushed the door open.
The future MVP then decided to explore the field of agriculture. Sean, have you ever gone to the buffet where they serve those little ears of corn?
I guess.
And have you ever wondered who picks those ears of corn?
Jason, I admit, I've never thought about it.
Then you may be surprised to learn that when our MVP was a child, area farms would send out buses to hire kids in the neighborhood to husk those little itsy-bitsy ears of corn.
When they're that small, are they really called ears? Or maybe they're baby toes?
Whatever they're called, I think it's time we call out this year's recipient of the AWCI Pinnacle Award.
Mark Nabity.
Mark, the showstopper.
That's the one.
Mark was an easy child to raise. He was a toddler and elementary school. He would always follow me around and talk about his day and his goals and what he wanted to accomplish.
Even as a kid, Mark showed leadership qualities. His classmates followed him, his siblings followed him,
and he got them to do some pretty crazy things. For the inside scoop, we talked to one of Mark's sisters, Denise Stencil.
We play a game like slow motion football. Have you heard about slow motion football? It's a little silly. He'd be on his knees, and then Jeff and I, because we were so much smaller, then we'd run the football, and Mark had to run in slow motion on his knees. He was an athlete. He played pretty much a little bit of everything. Played baseball, pretty good baseball player. He swam for years, all the way through high school.
In fact, Mark was captain of his high school swim team.
A lot of people know he's a good swimmer, but here's a fun fact. Mark Nabity used to perform synchronized swimming.
No kidding.
I kid you not, Sean.
Oh, that's pretty sweet, Mark.
I hear it's also extremely difficult, Sean. And as you said, sweet.
Yeah. I guess that's why he used to drive so many cool cars, because he had to balance things out.
Oh, when you wear a Speedo, yeah, you probably have to.
Ooh, let's not talk about the Speedo anymore.
All right, back on track here. Anyone who knows Mark knows that sports have always been a big part of his life. To see just how big, we talked to a whole lot of people who could give us details, including Mark's rather athletic approach to the art of dancing.
The first time Mark and I ever danced was at a local hotel, and I really liked to twirl, and so he was game and he twirled and we didn't connect and I wiped out the entire drum section. But we got up and continued dancing.
For someone who graduated from Nebraska, we're still amazed that you, 1, have the dancing ability, and 2, can do the gator and then get back up after you've gotten down.
The other thing that he really likes to do is play golf. Somewhat like myself, Mark's not the best golfer in the world, but when he hits it, he kills it. And he may hit it 300 yards, but the problem is it may go in the wrong direction.
Well, he plays games besides sports. He plays Scrabble. He plays Phase 10, this fun card game, but you know what? Mark never wins at those games. Somebody else in the house does.
You know that Scrabble can be a tough game, Jason.
Yeah, when you can't get those triple word scores and stuff. Well, we have to take a short break, but when we come back, the story behind Mark's laugh.
I think one of the things I don't understand about Mark is a funny story. Him and his soul brother, Gabe Ryder, have this one joke that's between them. And whenever they talk about it, they get giddy. And everybody standing around has no idea what they're talking about.
We're back. So what are Gabe and Mark laughing about anyway?
Beats the hell out of me. We couldn't get anyone to tell us, but we found plenty of people willing to share another very peculiar, and I dare say amusing quirk about Mark.
Oh, this should be good.
His laugh is very distinctive, and especially on the phone. It's kind of a tee-hee that really doesn't fit the giant of the man that he is.
Oh, what's it sound like? It sounds hee 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 hee. He's so funny when he laughs, though, because he chuckles and then he giggles. So you always know when he's laughing about something. Funny stories. I can't think of a thing.
He has a great laugh, a great sense of humor, but I never heard him tell a joke. And I think that's kind of unusual, because you think he could tell a great joke.
Can you do that?
Do what?
You know, the whole Mark Nabity hee-hee.
No, I wouldn't want to. I'm afraid I might break something.
Good call. But no Pinnacle profile would be complete without a look into the honoree's family life. When Mark married Hope, both of them had daughters from previous marriages.
I've got a good story about that one. When Mark and Hope were seriously thinking of getting married, they flew the idea past all the girls. Hope's daughter, Megan, she had a few reservations.
You know, because Mom and I were by ourselves for 7 years, and we're two women, and, you know, or a girl and a mom at the time, and we were comfortable around each other, and I just wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to be that comfortable and walk around in his undies.
I know where she's coming from.
Do you? Fortunately, being part of the blended family turned out to be much more than she expected.
As a family man, Mark is ideal. He is as laid back as he is in the business. That's the way he has treated his family throughout the years. He's got 3 daughters.
He's always been a real generous person. Like, he'll do anything in the world for me or any of my sisters.
You know, if something happens or we're in trouble, he really talks to us. It's not him yelling. You know, he has a conversation and we talk about it.
We had a good talk just recently, and we talked about his tough love. You know, the tough part of it, meaning teaching me work ethic, teaching me to finish what I start, teaching me to aim high and reach my goals and to never settle for less than what I deserve. But the love part being in that I always knew that he was there for me, he was dependable, he supported me in all I did, whether I succeeded in that or learned a lesson and had to try again. I would be proud if the man that I marry had any qualities that Mark has.
He and Hope have done a wonderful job of raising those children.
The Nabity grace is, come Lord Jesus, be our guest.
Our morning joy, our evening rest.
And with our daily food and part, our love and peace to every heart. Amen.
It's a wonderful prayer, and I learned that when I became a Nabity.
Well, this is the very strange part. Hope is a beautiful, sophisticated lady, and I can never understand why she's with Mark.
Usually you see one, you see the other, and which is a good thing. They like to be around each other, and of course we enjoy to be around them too.
They have a great relationship. You can definitely tell that they're very much in love. They do a lot of touching and a lot of the, you know, glances, and sometimes you want to think that they're just, you know, young, acting like they're young and in their 20s.
That's another strange fact. Mark has 3 girls and Hope, and somehow he still maintains his manhood in that household.
You know, we've talked about a lot of Mark's talents, and a lot of people probably don't know he really has a wonderful singing voice. The only problem is, great voice, he doesn't always know the words.
But there is one song he knows all the words to.
Especially when he's driving a manly black expedition.
Let's go, girls.
Man, I feel like a woman.
Wow. Well, that would explain the synchronized swimming.
Yeah. Same. This would be a good time to mention Mark's community service. He's been active in Leadership Lexington. He's also involved in the United Way, as well as the local organization called the Alternative Board, which is made up of small business owners.
For many years, Mark's also been involved with Lexington's Living Arts and Science Center. This center provides creative and unique opportunities of exploration and education in arts and sciences.
Hence the name.
Precisely. Mark was instrumental in mounting an enormous project called Dynamation, an exhibit of robotic dinosaurs that came to Lexington not once, but twice. Here's what the center's former executive director had to say about her experiences with Mark.
When he says he's going to do something, he puts every ounce of energy into it. And knowing that we were a nonprofit, he wanted it to work. He, you know, brought in everything he could to make it work properly. And that's why you want him on your team.
Jason, clearly this is a player who never does anything halfway.
And we'll see just how that attitude plays out on the job when we return.
Originally, the company molded him, and then he took over and molded the company the way he wanted it.
We're back.
Obviously, little red lights on.
We're going to take a closer look at Mark's business side.
After Mark got an architecture degree at the University of Nebraska, he went to work for U.S. Gypsum. While he was at that job, he met a man who would literally change the course of his life, Bill Bell.
I was quite interested in expanding my business into light gauge steel framing, and And Mark was extremely interested in those systems also. I got into some projects with that type of construction technique. Mark would consult with me and eventually even did some shop drawings for me. And finally I thought, now's the time, so I offered him a job. He told me that day that if I hadn't asked him to come to work for me, that he was going to ask me. So I said, Mark, if you dedicate your career to helping me build this company, I'll take care of you when I get ready to leave. It really worked out quite well. And as he evolved in that area, he became an extremely effective manager. I retired at the end of 2001. Several of my peers have asked me how I was able to work out a situation where I could walk away from the business and it would still continue on and continue to grow and continue to provide employment for all those wonderful employees. I always tell my peers when they ask me that question, first you have to start with a Mark Nabity, and then you can work out the rest of the details without any problem.
Boy, that's high praise from an AWCI legend.
I'll say it, but Jace, that's only part of the story. We spoke to a number of Mark's colleagues, including his partner, Jim Keller. What's interesting to me is the picture they paint of a guy who's no pushover. In fact, the comments were as impressive as the man they describe. Take a look.
AWCI has been one of those types of organizations it's almost kind of like a family. A lot of us have been there 20, 30, 40 years with the organization, and it's helped us all to understand what an association can really do for us personally and us as business owners.
From an industry perspective, Mark had a special vision. He had created in his mind something that he called a company certification. We have the individual certification for those who go through the program, but he really felt that the industry needed a company certification.
Mark spent a tremendous amount of time with AWCI, even not being an officer, and getting these programs up, Eve Smart in particular, and he's been working with Steve now on the insurance program.
I advised him when he started attending the meetings, and I said, involve yourself as much as you can, because it's a strong benefit for you and you will learn a lot and it'll be good for the company. He took that and ran with it. That was natural for him. He was a natural leader.
Everybody looks up to Mark, but he's like 6'1", and you have to look up to him when he's that way.
In years gone by, Mark and I have sat on many of the same committees. We have shared our insights, our knowledge, our experience, a little golf, and quite a bit of booze. And through all of that, we have become friends.
I could see that he was quite the risk taker and quite the adventurer. And that's, I guess, what takes it to be a successful person. And being a good martini drinker is always helpful too.
And he knows how to lead people. He builds consensus amongst the team members. He's just a great guy and a good person that everyone I know has had a good experience with over the past years.
He was the same dependable person from day one as he was the day I retired.
I don't believe you could find anybody any better to work for than Mark. He's always got an open door policy. He gives you the tools to do your job, and he expects you to do what he asks if that's the position that he's hired you for.
He wants things kind of right, and sometimes when they don't, he kind of gets irritated. So he lets you know.
He'll flat bring it to your attention, call you on the carpet, and then it's said and done. 5 minutes later, everything's fine.
He doesn't want to shortchange his customers. He wants to always give them what they pay for, and I can't count the times that I've heard him tell me, you know, this is our customer. We want to make sure we do what we're supposed to do for our customer, and I really respect that.
I guess it's kind of a philosophy that he was brought on to by the previous owner about, you know, I always slept good at night, and I think Mark kind of believes in that philosophy of if you do it correctly, there's nothing to worry about.
If Mark shook hands with you and said he was going to do that job for you, that's all that would be necessary. I think we probably all miss that aspect of, or the simplicity of doing business. He's a man of integrity. He's a man of his word.
He's very savvy technologically, very savvy. He's very savvy as business end of the deal. He has a lot of contacts that he's grown to know during the years and built those contacts up during the years, which helps the company grow.
There's been times where I've been amazed at, you know, talking about a job site and just bam, out of the blue, he comes up with an answer, solution to the problem, and set in all these job site meetings with owners and other subcontractors, and I mean, he's probably the one that should have been conducting the meeting.
Very well respected. Every time I go someplace, any organization that I belong, oh, you work for Mark. I think so much of he, and of Hope also. You get it all the time.
Mark is proud to be a member of AWCI. I think that pride shows in the willingness to serve on committees, the willingness to give of his time, of his energy. He thinks that some of the most dedicated, respected men in the construction business are members of AWCI. He counts many of them as close friends, people he can turn to if he has questions, people he can share ideals with professionally, and because of his involvement and because of these wonderful people he can check with on personal issues.
That's really why we're all sitting here today, is because of what he's done for AWCI.
Mark Nabity, an amazing man, and everyone's vote for most valuable player. Well, there's only one last thing to say, Sean. Congratulations, Mark Nabity.
Yes, AWCI's Pinnacle Award honoree for 2006. You rock, man.
Now we leave you with some final words from Mark's friends and family. Good night.
Congratulations, Mark, on being selected recipient of AWCI's highest honor, the Pinnacle Award.
To my friend Mark Nabity, I would say congratulations.
Mark, congratulations.
Best of luck in everything you do in your life.
Again, well deserved.
Mark, congratulations. We love you.
I promise I will never ask you to write another dreaded exam question.
You've made my time at AWCI a pleasure.
You are AWCI's most valuable player.
I want to congratulate you from the bottom of my heart. This is well deserved and been a long time coming, and I love you.
Congratulations, Mark, on winning the Pinnacle Award. I'm very proud of you.
You've worked hard. That's nice for you to be recognized.
If anybody deserves it, you deserve it.
We support you 100%.
Congratulations on winning the Pinnacle Award, Dad.
I'm very proud of you, and you deserve this.
Congratulations on this award, Dad. I'm so proud of you, and I love you.
I can't think of any person who deserves the Pinnacle Award more than you. I am proud of your accomplishments. I am proud of what your peers think of you and of this honor that they bestowed upon you. It's a great way for them to say thank you for all your hard work and thank you for your leadership skills. I love you with all my heart. I love everything we do together. You make me smile, you make me laugh, and sometimes you make me cry. I love you with all my heart.
And Mark, congratulations on your award. Very, very proud of you, as your father would be too.
The last time we were at this conference, Mom and Dad were with us, and you know, and Dad's not with us anymore, but I just remember how proud he was of you. When you were president of the association, and he listened to your speech and all your achievements and your goals, and he was so proud of you. And I know he's looking down, and he's just saying again how proud he is of you, and I know that we wish he could be here, but I think he really is here in our hearts.
Congratulations to the newest Pinnacle Award winner.
Congratulations! We love